o'clock?
I did.
Okay, let's come to order. And just do a few things this morning since it is 7 and we all have something else to do on Saturday other than this, or 9, I'm sorry. Got to turn it on. I think if everybody's in agreement, I think what we need to do first is figure out who's going to lead this meeting, and then we'll go from there. So whoever's wanting to put somebody up, how you feel, Joe? Somebody?
I make a motion that it either be you or Joe, whichever one of you wants to.
I agree.
I'm not going to arm wrestle him. He's bigger than me.
Jim knows the proceedings much better than I do.
Let Jim do it.
Anybody want to second that?
Those in favor?
Aye.
The next thing I think we need to do is determine what we're going to do about a mayor. We need one now. So we got to have some executive to take care of things, sign checks and do all that sort of thing. So have you all thought about that? I'm sure you have. So who's got an idea concerning mayor at this point? It'll be a short, I don't know how long it's going to be honest. I tried to look at, the mayor would have to serve, or supposed to serve, until the next regular election, and I don't know when that is. I looked last night on Secretary of State's website, and I couldn't find out. So, you know, it may be, you know?
Isn't it 2 years? She's got 2
Pardon?
years?
She has 2 years left.
Yes.
She has 2 years left.
I know, she does, but I mean, how long until the next regular election? Because the appointment is only until the next regular election. When is that?
You want me to text Tabitha?
Is it 2 years? I don't mean the regular election.
It'll be November of
It is.
2022.
Well, anyway, okay, it's gonna be a while, but that appointment, doesn't mean that person has to serve all that time. You understand that? So who do you all have in mind serving for that time period? For a time period until another candidate is found.
So is this are we talking a pro tem position or?
It's the mayor, it's gonna be the mayor.
Yeah.
Now, again, it doesn't have to be, if somebody takes it, that doesn't mean they're gonna be the mayor to the bitter end. Okay, they're gonna be it until they quit or another candidate is found, or however we're gonna handle this. You know, this is.
I thought we could only, I thought the next mayor had to serve the next 2 years.
The next mayor
They
would be
do.
able to serve the next 2 years.
Right.
That doesn't mean that whoever we appoint will serve that 2 years.
Because
It would be up to anyone.
he or she could resign, and then we put another one in there.
Right.
Okay.
So don't think you're gonna make a decision for the universe, this is just to get things going. So,
Personally, I don't have anybody in mind. I think that, what I would like to see right now, and what I had hoped would be that Joe would step up and do this for, the interim until
He's shaking.
I know he's shaking his head. He's been really vocal that he didn't want to do that ever, but I think we need to just get somebody in place long enough to just cover things until we decide on a permanent. I don't think we should jump in and just appoint somebody until we discuss it, vet those people out.
I'm with you.
I have a question, if you don't mind. So procedurally, wouldn't Pro Mayor Tim automatically step into the role because he's already on the signature cards, the financial side? and all that?
Mayor Pro Tem is just a figure, it's a title,
Okay,
no legal effect.
thank you.
So can we just use a little bit more of a 30-day window to maybe discuss it with people?
We could, of course, we need somebody to be in place to be able to.
I would like to have somebody that knows something about the government where we're not making what happened like January 2019, when we didn't know,
I'm sorry, Dan.
when we didn't know things. You had 5 or 6 new council people and a new mayor where we were just learning as we were going. I'd like somebody that knows the process a little bit more about the do's and the don'ts to get us going.
I agree with you, Danny. We don't know what we don't know, and the last thing we want to do is dig a hole out of ignorance.
Jim, couldn't you just do it until, we've got 30 days to appoint someone before the governor does it?
I could do it, you'd have to appoint me,
Well, I say we appoint Jim and let him do it.
not that I'm looking for the job.
I know you're not, you're as bad as Joe, you don't want that job, but
Would you serve for the next 2 years?
He would.
Would you do it for the 2
No,
years?
ma'am, I'm gonna tell you right up front, I will not do it for any 2 years. I'll help, if you want me to, I'll step in for a short time, but you keep looking for somebody that you want to be the mayor, because I'm not gonna do it for any 2 years. I'll be honest with you, so if you don't want me doing it now, that's fine.
And again, I just want to make sure we're good. You could resign, if we appoint you, you could resign for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. When we find somebody else that we think, hey,
And when you got somebody you want, you just go tell me.
Now, I was under the impression you had to, if you did this, you had to step down as council
I
and then take over as mayor and be sworn in as mayor.
Absolutely correct.
And then if you step down as mayor, you don't get your council seat back.
That is absolutely true,
Oh, I would want that.
So let's,
which doesn't bother me.
let's ride this, 30-day window. Can we just use you as acting mayor and not assign?
There's not a position for acting mayor. There's a position for mayor. Really, that's it. We don't have an ordinance. I mean, even if we did, there's nothing in law that I'm aware of says anything about an acting mayor. You're mayor.
I don't want you to have to give up your seat, so what are my other options?
Yeah, so you could appoint someone today to handle the day-to-day tasks of, you got 2 employees, right? Handle the checks and do that for purposes of organization while you're waiting to determine, accept resumes or applications or however you guys decide to do it. You just gotta do it within 30 days.
And the problem being, if I'm on council, I can't, if I'm on council, I should be doing the executive stuff. And don't worry about me giving up the council positions. You know, I'm here to help Crittenden.
Yeah, but now we gotta find 2 seats.
Well, that's true.
Well, but if you did this for the next even 30 days, that wouldn't mean that you would give up your council seat starting
Not for the
January.
next election, not for the next election cycle, that's true.
Well, you mean January?
Pardon?
January.
January, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But if I went past January 1, then I would not be a part of council. I'd have to resign then too.
I think it's important to have somebody in place right now legally to
I
cover
do
us
too.
for,
I just tell you.
Okay, we got a first and second.
yes.
Those in favor, raise your right hand.
for,
Yeah, what's the
Appoint
motion?
Jim.
Yes.
Appoint Jim.
Okay.
Those
Some-
opposed, same
some
sign.
motion.
Okay. Motion carries. Okay, you see, get the motion second, Sean?
Yes, so Mrs. Humphrey, Mrs. Lowry was seconded. Okay. And everyone-
Okay, I don't have an agenda today. I do know some things that we've talked about, and I know Sean's already been at work on several things, so Sean, it might be best if you, when you have an opportunity to bring council up forward, what you've been doing. I know you've been doing whatever needs to be done.
Taking notes. So,
You're talking about the list of stuff
Yes.
published yesterday.
Yes. You can do it if you want. If you got it, let's be ready.
do you have that email?
Oh, yeah,
This is the other
I've got your memo.
I didn't bring it, so.
Oh, okay, so you,
Yeah.
give me a second.
You can read verbatim, or I can just, off memory, it's not.
So you'll be able to cut a page from your memo, but here's the highlights. A few of us had a discussion yesterday in the office about kind of emergency things that we need to do in the interim, and we turned Sean's world upside down yesterday, and he responded in a yeoman's way. And this isn't meant to be all-inclusive, but it's stuff that's in the works. So the first thing was IT security. He contacted Westlow IT, an individual named James West, and he'll be helping us with the laptops, the computers, and password changes. Mr. West will be at the city building on Wednesday, 11/25 at 8 a.m. The second item was password changes on the primary desktop, the clerk and treasurer's computer, and Sean completed that yesterday morning. The third item was door locks, keys, change out, and the phone call was made to Monday. I'll send you a copy of this, Paula.
Thank you.
Okay, Monday key services, and Sean, you can embellish any of this. It called them today, and they'll be out here Monday afternoon, Tuesday morning, to change out the locks and new keys. Todd proposed a longer-term enhancement that would possibly involve broader use of this building to this room to the public. And if we could do that and all the cumbersome nature of managing keys, we're looking at what it would cost to have The keypad combination lock gizmo on the doors, on some of the doors, to improve that and yet maintain the security. So it's a two-step process. The first is, the quick and dirty thing is to get new keys, new locks, and a limited distribution of keys, okay? The second is, give us an estimate for what it would take to do the combo lock enhancement down the road. The first step is probably less than $250, okay?
He gave me a general estimate.
Well, I appreciate you bringing that to council, but you really, I mean, I'm sure that's in the general fund. but-
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to let everybody know what it was going to
We-
I
cost.
appreciate that.
Transparency, telling you stuff that we're
Okay.
doing.
Could I add to that? When you do that and you open this room to the public, they have to have access to the bathrooms, which means then they will have access to the open office. So think about how to close that off so that we
One of us
can.
would have to be here.
Oh,
If
okay.
we wouldn't just give John Public.
Okay, gotcha.
That is a perfect comment, and about 5 minutes into that perfect idea, we realized the same thing that
Okay.
you said. So-
Well, I've worked with community rooms before, and that's why I know that. so.
Yes, ma'am, it's more,
All right.
it's more work,
I will let you all do your job.
and we don't have a clean, low-cost solution.
Okay, well, it would be easy probably to put a door up there, but,
Okay, so Monday's out here, Monday Key Services are gonna be out here, basically replacing the locks in kind and getting the new keys. And then the future enhancement, we gotta work on that. We don't know what the cost is. It's not gonna be huge, but it'll be above the nominal, let's say 200, 250.
Yeah, the cost, the reason why he couldn't give me a quote, because Monday's been here in the past, so he knows the facility. It's the 4 exterior doors, it's the door to the mayor's office, so it's a separate key, as it is today. The keypad solution, there's multiple solutions, right? You can have a mechanical, you can have electrical, which takes wiring, but also from a security standpoint and a safety standpoint, we mentioned about having an isolated individual number given out to everyone. Like, Tom would have his own number, I'd have my own number. So if you're the responsible party to be in this building, it's you
That's good.
and it's you.
Yeah.
It's, you're legally liable and that kind of thing. So that was the idea.
That's good.
I don't want to set keys. I don't want to know the keypad. I don't want that
They
responsibility.
don't have to, it's really just something for the benefit of the community, if somebody wants to do it, it's not gonna be forced on them.
A formal checkout system may be a simple solution to that. For some reason, you had an urgent need to have this, we'll have a checkout and a return system. The security system, meaning the cameras and the server in the office in there, we need to get an understanding of its full capabilities, the ability to access it remotely, and get that all under control. So we need to get the contractor that put that in to get that done. We don't have a date yet on that, but that's an action item that we need to work on.
I'll let it sit on that one.
Pardon?
I'll let it sit on that one.
Yeah. And the last thing, and there may be more, this is just stuff that we as a group thought about yesterday and turned, like I say, turned Shaw's world upside down and made Gilman's product. The last thing is the cell phone. And Sean, maybe that's something you can talk about. We need to get the service changed.
Yeah, so basically it's, it was set up before my starting here on, you know, as the clerk treasurer. So I could not speak to the, you know, Sprint's the server, or the Sprint's the actual service. I can't be the person to say, turn this phone off, turn that phone off. So I talked to Kay, and she's already proceeded with that, started to actually move that. It had her personal number being utilized, so she's gonna take that number, purchase her own phone, and then deliver the phone to me on Monday.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I
think
got
her number should be
I
changed.
got a silly question. The mayor had her personal cell phone that she was using and a city phone?
I think it was just one phone, I'm not sure exactly.
I-
I wasn't involved with that, I didn't pay the bills.
I think the number should be changed. I don't think that people from the city that, where she was doing city work, should be able to contact her on that same number. That's not a good idea.
Actually, if it's her number, I don't know that we can do that. If it's assigned to her, that would really be between her and the carrier. I don't think we have the authority to.
Yeah, I
her
mean,
number.
the account's not set up as a city of Crittenden account.
Yeah.
Is that-
She had it before.
Yeah, I'm not the administrator, I guess, or the account holder. I don't have a cell phone from the city. My cell phone's personal, so that's something you guys can change going forward if you'd like to. Because JD has a cell phone as well as maintenance supervisor, so there's only 2 cell phones.
Well, there are only 2 cell phones, but they come through Sprint, and they are through the city,
The city pays the bill, yes.
yes.
Okay, well, we can check on that, and if it is something that's a concern, we can ask Frank how to handle that. Okay.
It's your decision.
Yeah. Is there anything else?
That was the last thing on the list,
Yeah, that's
but
all I
a
had.
point of order that I wanted to add to the agenda, it might be later. Some good news, and maybe we end on good news.
Okay.
I don't mean to end, make you end on good news, because I've got some questions about what you said, Joe.
I'll ask
So
him.
let Sean,
Just a quick question back to the agenda. So what we're discussing is kind of like the next steps, action items, that's item 3. Item 2 had any council members stepping down. We need to backtrack to that before.
Okay, here's my resignation, attending the council this morning.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you for that. Appreciate that.
Just Jim on the ball.
So we'll have to
Yeah.
appoint someone for
Somebody
the
needs to
next.
move to accept it, second, and
Okay,
then vote on that.
I make a motion to accept it.
I'll second it.
All right, so those in favor, please raise your right hand. Reflect
Oh, yes,
unanimous.
sorry.
It's all of us.
I'm typing this with you.
Appreciate you coming in, Sean.
Yeah, so, you're welcome. This is ours. And all this is, okay, I got it. Thanks for taking care of that. So, Danny, you had a question about action?
Joe, reference some of the things that you're talking about, the Monday lock service not being able to come here till Wednesday
Monday, Tuesday.
or Monday.
Monday afternoon, best case, Tuesday morning, worst case.
What are we doing, or how can we keep access until that happens from people that aren't supposed to have access to the city building / office? What are we doing to keep some unauthorized people from coming in that may have keys?
Actually, we don't have a physical way, to my knowledge, at this point.
I think we can get some evidence tape and put on the door, and if the evidence tape is broken, when Sean comes in to work on Monday, we have a B&E.
Or we have kids running around too with evidence tape on it too. I
Do
don't
you-
know. I understand what you're saying, but does anybody else have a real concern about that? I mean, I understand the point, but do you think anybody's gonna really try to break in and do something?
I don't know if there's files that could be deleted, if there's anything like that.
Do you have a camera on your house that looks over here?
I can judge.
That's all the problem.
To answer your question as well, there's not a network per se here with computers, so for example, the main computer password's been changed. I'm the only person that knows it. So if somebody gets in the computer system, it's me, I mean, basically.
Do
And
you,
then-
do you have the, I guess one of the things I'm concerned about, do you have the access or the files for, the grant money and all of that process, or just Kay have those?
It's all in the mayor's office.
See, that's what I'm
The office.
concerned about, that I am concerned about that as well, I'm concerned they might get deleted. I think that's what you're looking at.
I'm worried about
The hard
anything.
copies, yes, I have hard copies.
You have the hard, oh, okay.
Yes, I had paper copies, you're talking about electronic files,
Okay,
it'd be on that laptop. But in the same breath, I've also sent a lot of information to, I'm losing the last name now, Gabe and Mrs. Johnson I spoke to on Friday, Billy Johnson. So I spoke to her on Friday in detail about all this, so just, we're comfortable, I'm comfortable at least, if
Okay.
you are, yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Now, I am, can I change the subject or? no?
Well, can
I mean, this evidence tape situation, so is this something that you have ownership of, that you can provide, or, I don't know what that is, honestly.
What evidence day?
Yeah, I mean, it's something.
I talk to people individually later on, if I need to be. But also, somebody had access to the cameras in here by their cell phone. They could access audio, video, and this and that.
Joe brought that up already, so.
And that's gonna be
That's what
looked
we
at?
want, that's what we hope to fix
Okay.
out Wednesday.
Well, I don't know if it can be deleted, the hard drive, the DVR can be deleted remotely or not. That's all, I'm just throwing that out
I
there.
would not delete that.
I know, I wouldn't delete that. I'm worried about somebody that has access by cell phone that can access that DVR.
In other words, you're trying to
remotely.
secure what's there now? And can we simply unplug it? Does anybody know how this outfit works? Can you unplug this thing where you can't?
If we can get the office or
Can we just open that door?
I know, just bust the damn door.
No, we're gonna break the door.
And then,
Somebody's gonna have a key.
And then the last question regarding that is the inventory of city property that was used, like there was a scanner, radio, all this other kind of stuff. Will there be an inventory of all the items that she turns in? And will there be somebody here to make sure that that's, I don't know if we want sheriff's deputy when the time when she comes in to get her stuff, that she's supervised?
Sean said he would be here, when she came in to pick up personal items.
I did speak to her, I asked her to do it during business hours, so 8 to 4, most likely Monday.
Okay.
So
I'd like to be notified when she comes in and how long it takes her and when she leaves.
it's allowed in once, start time, end time, basically.
Okay. Anything else, Dan?
That's it on my end.
You had something? Paul, you want to
I forgot what it was.
say?
Sorry, Paul.
It's too early.
I need to be sworn, so Sean?
I don't know what to actually state. My first time doing it, I don't know how to,
Well,
it's just something I should read or.
It's-
I got it.
Wouldn't
Thank
Alex?
you.
I'll get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
The city court does it.
Well,
You
yeah,
just stand in the door frame with.
I mean,
What's
what you
your
do.
family kid?
We can ask Alex about that.
Hold on, we'll get to you. And then
BYOB, man.
one other issue, once Jim's sworn in, there is a vacancy if you guys want to appoint a city council member.
I don't think we would do that.
120, I haven't thought into anything.
It's 220.
Read the whole thing. The members of the guild. Okay, section 28, oath of office. I'm sorry.
Good.
Oh, okay. Members of General Assembly and all officers, before they enter upon the execution of the duties of their respective offices.
So the highlighted part, or the italicized part, his part.
Thank you. That's the second part. I do solemnly swear, or affirm, as the case may be, that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the Commonwealth, and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky, so as long as I continue a citizen thereof. That I will faithfully execute to the best of my ability the office of mayor, according to law, and I do further solemnly swear or affirm that since the adoption of the present Constitution, I, being a citizen of the state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within the state, nor out of it, nor have I sent or accepted a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, nor have I acted as a second in carrying a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus offending, so help me God. Thank you.
Now, we do have a vacancy on council at this point. So we'll again have to certify that vacancy to the Secretary of State and the county clerk like we did the last one, so on.
Yeah.
And then if you'll have somebody in mind you'd like to appoint, to fill that vacancy from now through December the 30th, let me know, let someone else know, and if you do that, you don't have to, really, but we got 30 days to do it. So if we don't do it by December the 12th, the mayor could appoint somebody, the governor could appoint somebody, but I doubt it. So that's really up to you.
The only thing I'm thinking of is we already have a newly elected person who could step into that role that's gonna be there anyway. So I would like to just consider her, but
I'm
we don't have
sorry,
to do that
I was
today.
talking, I should have been listening, Jennifer, what did you say?
I just said we have an elected, person who's gonna be stepping into that role January 1 anyway, so I would like for her to be considered, but we don't have to do that today.
What's up to you?
I say we go ahead and do it. She's
That's not
here,
good.
she's present.
I had actually forgot we had somebody sitting in the wings,
Yeah,
so I'm good with it.
yeah.
What's everybody's feeling?
What's the motion?
I'm sorry. Does someone want
Well,
to
I
move?
didn't
I'll make a motion
Well,
that we.
First, do we know
Danny.
that she wants to do it?
Well, here's a clue for you. She won the election. I'm sure right now she wouldn't mind starting a month early.
Here's another clue, turn around and ask her.
Right.
That's what I'm asking, Michelle. Would you be interested in it? Okay, Paula, go ahead.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve Michelle for the vacancy of council seat.
I'll second.
It was seconded by Todd.
All right, and now, any discussion on that motion at all? All right, those in favor, please signify by placing your right hand. Thank you. Motion carries.
Get that book out.
Get your book out, man, get it done.
So,
You get swear her.
yeah,
I'm glad you did that.
You don't have it memorized?
Don't flash.
yeah.
Start with the, Sean, start with the
Much better when
non-italicized
it gets
part
sworn
this time.
in.
Start up here.
I did so well with it the first time, right, so.
My favorite part's about the duels.
That's hard to read, actually, it's really outdated.
Oh,
I do solemnly swear, or affirm as the case may be, that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky, so as long as I, a citizen thereof, and that I will faithfully execute to the best of my ability the office of city councilperson, according to law, and I do further solemnly swear that since the adoption of this present Constitution, I, being a citizen of the state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within the state, nor out of it, nor have I sent or accepted the challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, nor have I acted as second in carrying a challenge, nor aided or assisted a person thus offending. So help me God.
Michelle, they can redo that in January when your family's all here.
Where are you going?
I'm pulling a chair up.
Oh,
Grab your stuff, come on up.
He's leaving.
There's not. I'm not sitting in the middle of it.
We don't have to do anything further at this point unless somebody else has something that they wish to discuss. We've done, I think we put enough stuff in place, Sean, unless there's something that you really.
Don't even do it.
Wait a minute, I remembered something. It's early, I'm sorry, Jim.
Okay.
Alex, I have been questioned several times in the past 3 days about the Oakwood project. How is that contract coming?
Well, the person has the authority to sign now with Jim.
Okay,
So Jim can
so
sign.
have you got it wrote up?
Let's say when I say wrote up, it's ready for submission, so if Jim wants to sign it.
That'd be great.
Kay would not sign it for obvious
Thank
reasons.
you. Review everything, so having to do with everything.
I haven't seen the document, if I can see it. I understand you wanted to
Yeah, there were two,
tweak the terms and conditions or something.
there were two things with Rick that I were talking about on Monday, I think, or right before it all happened. And Rick said, Alex, just let's wait to see what happens. He had some concerns about moving forward anyway, so.
Okay, if you could share that document with Sean, Jim and me.
I'll get it to you Monday. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause,
If you'll get it, just call me, I'm gonna pick it up.
yeah, Rick was like, Rick had a couple of issues that he was concerned about.
Yeah.
So
Oh, sure.
I'll talk to you Monday about it.
And those standard terms and conditions are different than what my company did for terms and conditions. I won't make a big deal of that unless it's
All right, I just, you tell me you're happy with it.
Yeah,
Anything else?
No.
I had some good news I want to talk about.
All right.
I have-
Okay, I'm gonna drop my mask for a second, and maybe Sean can help me embellish this, but let me kick it off. I got a phone call yesterday at about 2:30 or 3 o'clock from Mayor Skinner. He said, Joe, I got something urgent I want to talk to you about that I don't think you understand. And he was right. It has to do, and he was right that my level of understanding, and I'm going to guess the rest of the council's level of understanding about CARES Act money and the possibility for leveraging that, I certainly didn't understand. And what it involves is this, I thought and it involves police and EMS, okay? So he shared with me what the Williamstown and Dry Ridge experience was, and they had got reimbursements back as early as May. I thought it was yet another application process, and you had to put your money out there in front, and then once you pay it, you get reimbursement. No. What we have already paid in for police, what we have already paid in for EMS is eligible for reimbursement.
Oh, wow. Wait, I know something you don't.
Let me finish.
Okay.
To your your point, I think, I said, that sounds too good to be true. And he said, I'm not the expert in it, but the money was set up kind of based on population size, and Williamstown and Crittenden are about the same population size, and they got 280,000 in total back. 210 of that being police and 70,000 for EMS. And basically, his Cliff's Notes version of it is we just sent in copies of our check and a little bit of information and quickly got reimbursed. But we basically got a week to do that. That's when I said, time out, let's see what the city's doing. And I called Sean. Mayor Skinner gave us the director of this program's name, Billy Johnson. And this is where I'm gonna turn it over to you for your phone call, but basically, the other thing Mayor Skinner told me is less than half of the cities in the state have made an appropriate application. His words are they're wanting to spend this money, and that's where I'll shut up. Sean, tell me, you talk about your conversation and then our closure.
Can I go? Yeah,
please
okay.
go ahead, yeah.
If it's on a line item, we are not allowed to get that grant money for it. Like, our police is 292,000, we already have a line item for that money, okay? If it's a line item and we're already paying it out, we can't get a reimbursement for it. Now, if we wanted to start our own police department, then we could.
Williamstown's had a line item for police for 50 years.
Yeah.
But they could have changed the rules again. So this
So,
building,
Sean, talk to the director in detail.
Yeah, so I called late Friday, I think it was around 3 or 3:30, well, late in the afternoon for one day. So Billy Johnson is the director of the, they don't call it the CARES Act, they call it the Economic Relief Grant, or that team. And that's the group that Kate's been talking to about the original 12,000, the current 53,000 and change. By the way, it's already in process of getting us a check back. We should have a check back, I'd say by December. Just give you guys a heads up. From a comfort level standpoint in the past. So what she's telling me yesterday is that, and it's in process, where if the monies were available, which they are, they have a date till December 31st to pay us out. However, like Joe said, there's been like 150 some odd cities that have not even taken a dime so far, out of like 500 and change. So they're taking what's not been allocated or received or pulled out, and they're gonna reallocate like a 1B fund, so to speak, out there to the state again, to the same cities who wanted to actually, now it's a smaller fund. She was throwing out some numbers. Original fund was 3 million, they pulled out 50 for emergencies, 10 million went to a designated position or something, so there's like 40 million left. And then there's also monies that weren't received or taken. So I talked to Billy Johnson, and she said that we can apply for monies that have been spent to date this year on things like sheriff and or EMS, if we have cash checks, clear checks showing